How's it going, lovely people? Anyways, today we're talking about Venezuela. So you have a lot of interesting, smart people talking about Venezuela. So let's check it out. Before we begin, this video is sponsored by no one. It's just me. Go check out the socials, have fun. But anyways, Venezuela. So recently, Trump did Venezuela, got the dictator of Venezuela, and I say dictator because he is a dictator. He's a communist dictator that he has ruined the lives of millions, and I mean millions of Venezuelans. Like it's absurd. Overwhelming amount of them are celebrating the fact that he's gone. Maduro's fucking gone.
Do you know what the difference is between those who are celebrating the downfall of Maduro and those who are condemning it, or at least how it was done? The difference is privilege. Do you understand how unbelievably lucky you have to be so deeply absorbed in the twists and turns of democracy? Do you think that the rest of the world lives like how we live? Of course they don't. They don't have the luxury of talking about what was authorized, what was congressionally approved and what wasn't. They are not negotiating with the innermost workings of democracy. They are negotiating with survival, with life and death. It isn't that we don't need to have conversations about protecting our democracy. Obviously, we have to protect our democracy, otherwise we don't get to keep it. It is about perspective. It is about knowing when to peel off the lens of privilege and seeing it through the eyes of the rest of the world that doesn't enjoy what we enjoy. The people of Venezuela, the people of Iran, the people of Cuba, they aren't hung up about the first world luxuries of democracy. They are negotiating with life and death. So when their dictators are toppled, they aren't crying over the spilt milkshake of which avenue was taken in order to authorize the decision. They are celebrating something that we have become woefully out of touch with: life, humanity, dignity, liberty. It isn't that the conversation of democracy doesn't need to be had. It's that sometimes you can become so absorbed in your own privilege that you lose perspective. Worse, humanity.
And she's right. The amount of people that are coming out here saying, "Oh, this is a horrible thing for y'all. Y'all should do something about it." And it's like, no, they wanted him gone. They wanted actual democracy. They wanted actual liberty because it's been about 20 years, right, where they had election after election, but he kept getting nominated. The votes kept going to one person, but he kept getting the power. He kept getting the resources. He kept ruining the country.
Did you trade Trump for Maduro?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, I think I think Maduro was democratically elected.
Probably, yeah. Sure.
More than likely, yes, of course.
If there's a Nicolas Maduro out here who's going to bring us to revolution, I will support that movement.
I would rather have a bus driver in charge than a billionaire, okay? Let's put it that way.
Nicolas Maduro could come and be our president? Yeah. Oh, any day. Any day. Look, all the check marks are there. He's not white. Okay, he's a minority. Okay. He looks a little too much like Saddam Hussein, though.
And these people are insane. Like, come on. Do you not understand how bad dictatorship is? And the answer is no. These people that are saying, oh, having a dictator as our, current president, it's like, no, you understand how that fucking works. You ever been to a communist state? You never been to a dictatorship? You are literally pampered. Like, I don't know why people, this is just a little tangent, but I don't know why people in the United States think, oh, we live in a dictatorship. It's like, no, we don't. As a matter of fact, you couldn't be saying half the stuff you say online without you getting arrested, and you're not facing any repercussion. And people are actively doing it now. They're actively protesting for this guy to go back to Venezuela, to run its country, to run its dictatorship, to be a dictator. And it's stuff like that where you have to ask yourself, no way this person's real. But no, it gets worse.
Should be ashamed of yourself. Your own people are going to be the next Iraqi refugees. Millions of your own people are going to die, and you're cheering for the death of your own people. You're cheering for the death of Americans like me are going to die. And they're cheering for the death of their own people. Shame on you. You're traitors to your country. You're traitors to your country.
This just proves to show, like, a lot of these people don't even know what they're talking about. Calling the people who are celebrating that they're communist dictator drug lord goes to show how privileged and moronic most of these people are. They don't even know what they're talking about. Being called a traitor for wanting to have liberty back in your country, that everyone over the past 20 to 25 years are now celebrating, like, okay, his reign of terror is over. And you also got people out here shaming the U.S. military for saying, oh, you're committing war crimes, you're committing acts, you're a disgrace. And
let me be crystal fucking clear. If you are a United States soldier, and you participated in the attack on the sovereign country of Venezuela, helping to kidnap the president of that country and his wife, you are a war criminal. Yeah, you're a war criminal. I was following orders. Do not apply. That is not in your oath. Your oath is to the Constitution, and only Congress can declare war, and that did not happen. You personally are a war criminal right now. You should surrender yourself to the authorities right now, because we're going to come after you, because you are a war criminal. Hopefully the rest of you United States soldiers can wake the fuck up and...
One, we never declared war. I don't know why people think, oh, we declare war, or we're at war with this country. No, we're not. We're defending our borders. We've told Venezuela multiple times, like, hey, we're going to defend our borders. We're going to say no to these drug traffickers.
Officer! Officer! Oh, look. The same guy who wants to defund the police is calling for the officers. Ah, look at you fucking loser. You carrying a fucking Venezuelan flag. You're not even from there, you idiot. Speak to real Venezuelans so you can see how they feel. You fucking dumbass. I wish you touched me. I wish you would touch me with that flag. I wish you would touch me.
And like I said, like, these people don't know what they're talking about. They're waving the flag of a different nation they know nothing about, and think, oh, I know this because I read about it, or I know more about you than you live in the country. And it's like, I don't, people like that are moronic. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They think, oh, I saw this one tweet on this one time.
Went to Venezuela, boots on the ground, and he fucking went in there and he fucking kidnapped the president, and his wife. The guy said he was gonna help with maybe drug trafficking. You're so racist, God. Trump, you're so racist. And you just want to involve yourself in everybody else's fucking business. What? Because I don't understand how you guys can just be okay with this man. DTLM, drug trafficker lives matter. It's the same damn thing when he starts blowing up shit about ISIS. ILM, ISIS lives matter. Come on, y'all.
Who's dragging in all this mud?
Yeah, I don't know what to add here. I just wanted y'all to see that because, one, I'm like, wow, this person can't be real. But good news as well, like, there are people that are calling out these protesters at these protests. I would say more like public nuisances, but besides the point, there are people out there that are actually calling these people out. There are asking them questions, but they can't go past the simple script. And it's funny and both embarrassing to witness because you're like, dang, they really don't know what they're talking about, do they?
Explain to me how, after Trump goes into Venezuela in the middle of the night, a couple of hours later, in New York, you have an organized march with thousands of people with banners, signs, flags, and the signs are all matching. They've all been printed. They were at the same print press. Who's working overtime? Who's setting this up? Are these guys paid? Like, there is no way that you can get all these people and have all these signs overnight. I'm sorry, and not even a couple of hours. These people were out in the morning. Trump was going to Venezuela at 2 or 3 in the morning. And these people were out like, what, 7, 8, 9? Organized? Bro, who's doing this? This is, I'm sorry, this is not organic. Not one freaking bit is this organic. And they were all over Times Square. Like, look at this. Look at these signs. Perfect. All matching. Listen, if they were handwritten, fine. But they're printed. And they have long banners as well. Look at this. This is great.
I feel like this one's super easy to solve. A lot of these people are just paid actors. A lot of these people are just old people who have nothing better to do. and to just go out here, get them up from like the retirement home, say, hey, hold up this sign, keep on walking. They don't really care. And it's been proven in the LA riots where they were getting shipments of like gas masks. There's random concrete blocks and cylinders laid out for them, all piled up together. And it's like, who's paying for all this? All the signs are like super neat and oriented, as the video stated. Like,
Shut the front door. No, they are not. No, they are not. I swear these people went full-blown Helen Keller.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
So are y'all like 4 dictators now? I'm not tracking. Are we? I mean, haven't y'all been out here calling Donald Trump a dictator for the longest daggum time? I mean, you had, what, like 4 freaking protests in 2025 over it? Y'all need to get off of CNN and actually go do some research and really find out what a freaking dictator is, okay? How about this? How about I'll do it for you, since that's really hard for you to do that? Here's just a few things an actual dictator does. Political opponents don't get hearings. Corruption investigations aren't debated on TV. What have we been talking about for the last week? Courts don't block the leader. Media doesn't openly mock him. CNN. Politicians don't get to commit fraud and walk free. Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar. I mean, come on. But you know what? I know this is going to go in one ear and right back out the freaking other and just bounce around inside for a little bit because it's so daggum hollow. Because all it boils down to is anything that we are for, you guys are against. It does not matter if it makes you look like the biggest hypocrites in the daggum world. Go touch some grass and quit drinking the Kool-Aid.
this woman is based. What can I say? But yeah, I would show one more video, but
For the next few weeks, the US media is going to tell you over and over again that the Venezuelan people support the overthrow of their own government. So let me explain to you why that's bullshit and how they lie about this.
Certainly scenes of elation here this morning, Peter. Some people telling us they were out here as early as around 2 a.m. as that news started to come.
Certainly scenes of elation here, Peter. We've got about 4 people jumping in a circle at a gas station.
Hey, look, man, don't make people with glasses less smart than they already are. Believe me, it's hard out here. I'm trying to make a better example. But no, you have to be some kind of moron to even think, oh, wow, look, 4 people. It's like, dude, there's an entire group of people celebrating. These are just the people they have on camera. Like, are you fucking stupid?
This crowd may seem small, but in terms of CIA money, they are mighty. Meanwhile, the streets of Venezuela actually look like this, as thousands of people are going out and protesting in favor of the government and against US intervention. But the US media and clowns like this will never show you a glimpse of that. What they do is pay people to condemn the government and then film them, usually zoomed in so you can't see how small the crowd is, and then tell you that everybody in Venezuela supports the US invading their own country.
Are we also going to ignore the millions of other people that are celebrating, like, nationwide or, like, around Miami, if not the California areas, regarding Maduro's capture? Like, are we just going to ignore that fact, too?
But let's look at the actual polling data, shall we? 90% of Venezuelans rejected US intervention and said that Venezuela should be defended by any means necessary. That is what the vast majority of their country believes. The only ones who want it over...
I don't know where he even get this data from, but if you're running a communist country, right, where the entire government itself is corrupted, don't you think they would mess with the data? Don't you think they would actually be like, actually, a lot of people are voting against this. Let's bump up the charts. Let's use the data against them. And
overthrown are the traitors and sellouts who are taking CIA or NED money. And the US has dumped millions of dollars into Venezuela to try and create these bad actors. Meanwhile, the pro-government protesters who get hidden by the US media aren't being paid anything. They just don't want their country to be invaded. But this is how they manipulate the narrative in order to herd you like cattle into supporting another war. They also told us that the people in Iraq would support the overthrow of Saddam, and that was another lie. So turn off the mainstream media and go organize. Down with the U.S.
He didn't catch that last part. He said down with like the U.S. imperialism or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, they don't want their country invaded. They want their country liberated. That's why they repeatedly asked for help. That's why we put forces in there. The entire operation took no more than about 30 minutes in and out. Now, about the whole Iraq thing, that's like a topic for a different day. But regardless, the operation took about 30 minutes entirely. About 0 U.S. casualties. But other than that, I gotta go find Dr. Disrespect's alternative timeline twin. So later.
You're locked in, you're loaded in. We're just getting started. Let me remind everyone, we're just getting started.